Hey everybody, Mike Freeland coming at you guys really quick. Today is a beautiful Wednesday, the 12th of November on the east coast of the United States. Pretty chilly out, but yesterday we saw temperatures in the teens, and we also got an opportunity to actually witness uh, the blue and the greens and the pinks of all of the beautiful lights from outer space on yesterday. We normally don't get the northern lights down in Maryland. They normally don't make it this far down, but it was so crystal clear last night that we were able to see them. We're supposed to get another opportunity tonight, so we'll be looking out for that as well. But the purpose of this video, guys, I wanted to do this video because I wanted to give some updates on some fantastic news that hopefully will help you guys in your recovery from dizziness. Now, if you've been following me, I've done a couple of videos. Each one of those videos has my ebook that I put together without a lot of fluff. It's straight to the point. It's not long at all, but it just discusses what I went through and the exercises to recover. But I want to just give you guys a little bit extra because I just went. This is so crazy, so bear with me. Trust me, if you stick around and dizziness is something that you're trying to get rid of, this may interest you a lot. All right. So about a year ago, I started all of these not therapies, but X-rays, ENTs, and all of these things to try to find the cause of this. All of them came back negative, which I was extremely happy for, but it still left me wondering what was going on. So, speed up to now, just this past week, I was doing some research on all of the tests that I took, and I realized that I had taken a vestibular test, and I kept going back to that chart in the portal, and the results were never there. The people told me that it was fine, but they never put the results in my chart. So I called. This is a year later now, guys. I called the uh, the hospital or the clinic where I got them done. They sent them to me, and lo and behold, there was something there that was reading abnormal. So of course they immediately, because they never sent me the information, they immediately scheduled me to come in to talk and, I guess to play makeup, if you will. And I went in. They looked at my ears and everything again. Excuse me. Didn't find out anything to be of concern. And even what was on the report, they said it wasn't a big deal. It wouldn't be nothing that would warrant any type of surgeries or nothing to really pinpoint. So, with that being said, what they did was, which I kind of thought was going to happen either way, they referred me to start some vestibular therapy, which is pretty much, moving your head all different types of ways. Pretty much what I've been doing anyway, but then there's with the motion and sensors, so with your fingers and, up and down and stepping and looking, different things that I wasn't doing. Most of the uh, exercises that I've been doing from my chiropractor and all has been things to strengthen the neck and take the pressure off the nerves and everything. And of course, your neck has proprioceptors in it, so it was helping with that too. Not as much as I think now that I know there was an issue with the vestibular system and the things that I found on YouTube, guys, on YouTube, I found that I think is going to help me out a lot. So I've been debating whether or not I should go ahead and schedule an appointment with a physical therapist about the vestibular exercises or just go through some of the exercises that I've been seeing on YouTube. The closest thing that I've come to is perhaps schedule an appointment to go to the physical therapist, see what type of regimen they're going to put me on, and then if it's going to go parallel with what I've seen on YouTube, then I'll just do them from YouTube because most of the time with the exercises that I do anyway, I do once or twice a day. So that wouldn't be any issue. That would just be me incorporating vestibular exercises along with the neck strengthening exercises and things like that. So that wouldn't really be a tremendous problem at all. But let me just go back a little bit. In my research, guys, I went through. Here we have what is called Patient First, and I know they're nationally in the U.S., but I don't know if they're international. But those are a group of clinics that you kind of go in as opposed to going to a hospital and sitting in emergency rooms and stuff pretty much all day. And so I went to them. What I realized about 5 years ago, I went back and pulled all my records. And what I'm finding out looking at the records, guys, is that my early bouts of this dizziness really came after two things. I had went 1 year and found out that I had a touch of the flu or bronchitis, and then the next time I had COVID. And it seems like after those times is when, I started, based on the reports, I started having the dizziness sensations. Now, I was going to my doctor for checkups, my primary care doctor for checkups, and telling him there at that time, that particular doctor, that I was having these little dizzy and giddy spells, if you will. He had me do some walking back and forth and things. He didn't see anything of a problem. My doctor after that did the same thing when I was explaining to her back in 2023. She didn't really see anything. Um, and even my new doctor now, no, going through all of the records because I'm still with the same umbrella, but the doctors have changed either because they've moved along in their practice or no longer with the company, or in one case, they were out on maternity leave, and so they gave me another doctor, which I'm keeping now. But it's just odd that it went all the way back. I'm thinking November 2023 because that's when it really got severe. But then when I look back further, it was 5 years ago when I initially started with the mild symptoms that would come and would go. And led to believe, I'm led to believe with all of the things all of the tests that I've done and everything that I've done, I'm led to believe that the possibility remains strong that that flu 1 year and then the COVID that I caught, and with that COVID, they said I had COVID and the flu. I think that may have messed up the vestibular system because with all of my research and asking different questions and things and finding out that things like COVID and stuff could do that, um, you know, but in a lot of cases people heal from it immediately, and in some cases they don't. I think that I may have exactly what caused, and that was one of many of the main things I wanted to know. I wanted to know what was wrong, you know, how did it get started, and how do we fix it? So I'm almost comfortable in saying that between those two bouts 5 years ago with the flu and COVID, it's probably the infections with that probably messed me up a little bit. And then poor posture, and by poor posture, I pretty much mean hanging on the phone, like this, like everybody else, working at a computer all the time. I'm almost certain that's it too. And then bad posture in the bed, just a lot of bad posture that I'm correcting now. I'm thinking that's it. So for those of you, based on my experience, I put the ebook and I have the description here as well. You can get that ebook. The ebook will tell you what I did to overcome the immediate dizziness or the what seemed like long term. I mean, even right now, I have some days where it feel like it might be starting back over and all, but I know what it is now. I know it's the vestibular issue, so that's the therapy that we're going to be working on now. I know what to do when I feel it come on. I know how to remain calm, and the anxiety level is way down now versus when I really didn't know anything. And so what I'm suggesting to you guys in this video is if you're suffering from any type of dizziness, the first thing you need to do is go and have all of the x-rays, the MRIs with and without contrast done, the ENT, eliminate all those different things. That's the first thing that you do. After that, what I would suggest, if there's no result, what I would suggest is get to a chiropractor and get your cervical spine, well, your whole spine, but especially get your cervical spine checked to see if there's any type of arthritis in your cervical spine or any degenerative issues in your cervical spine. That's what I found out. I'm working on that as well. It's getting better. Another thing you want to do, guys, is stay very, very hydrated, because this could happen. Excuse me 1 second. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And so, sorry about that. That was my daughter. But um, those are the things that you want to do. But the main ingredient is go and get all of those tests: the MRI, the CAT scan, the ENT test, vestibular. Get all of that stuff done, and get it ruled out. Or if they don't rule it out and they find something within that particular one of those tests, then follow what they say to do. But if in my case everything came back normal, then what I did was I started with the chiropractor. They put me on a regimen to strengthen my neck, strengthen the muscles around my neck, correct my posture. And now, because of this delay of over a year of not even having the final results from the vestibular test, but now that I know, I'm implementing um, physical therapy that I've seen by licensed doctors for decades on YouTube. I'm starting some of their beginning vestibular uh, rehab exercises to see if they work. Again, what I may do is go to a local therapist and let them, explain my situation, see if they will give me a regimen of exercises to at least initiate. And if they do, because if they come as close to what I can see on YouTube, then I'm probably just going to go and do everything through, with the doctors and stuff that I follow on YouTube. If I see that they're going to do or implement some things different than what I've seen, then of course I'm going to do that. But, those are the steps that I want you guys to take. This is not, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just saying from my experience what worked when I found out that all of the tests came back very, very good in my favor, and then I had to go to the next phase to find out what was going on. So I wanted to do this live real quick. If you didn't see it on the live, then you're watching it in the replay. It's still the same. I have it connected to the playlist with all of the other videos that I have, and also the ebooks are there. The ebook is there as well. There's one on the particular strengthening and all of the neck muscles and everything, and then I added a second that actually helps with proprioception. Okay, and now that I know that the vestibular deal is not really as, they told me it's not bad. Even though it had abnormal on it, they were saying that the reason why I stated that it was abnormal was that one side was just a little slight than the other, and it brings that reading. Just like if you get your glasses, if you're 20/20 vision in one eye and 20/19 in the other, it's just off by a little bit. They can critique that and you move on. Well, this is the way this appears to be, and so this is what we're going to be working on now. And I think the next video that I'm going to do hopefully will be a video of my, as complete recovery as possible. I think you guys will enjoy that. I know I will be ecstatic. So with that, I'm walking, driving, I'm doing all of those things that I was petrified of doing, but there's just still some little tweaks. Thanks to me finding about this vestibular deal recently, there's some little tweaks I'm going through, but hopefully I'll be 100% shortly. So with that, this is Mike Freeland. You guys take care, and until I do the next video, have a great day.